Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Growl Podcast. I am the Lady Lioness, and I'm here with my co-host, Nicholas Tannick from the Your Kinky Friends podcast. Hi, Nick.
Hello.
Each week, we hunt down the topics you crave and the people you want to hear from, and we go live every Monday night at 8 p.m., and we explore that inner growl, that undeniable fire that drives us to do what it is that we do. If you would like to follow our show, you can like and subscribe to the Growl Podcast to stay in the loop. We're on YouTube. Hit that like and bell to get our notifications. And then if this resonates with you, please share it with your friends so that the growl can be heard. Before we start, just a quick reminder about audience and the topics that we cover. We discuss things that are adult in nature. So this podcast is meant for the 18 plus community. We are consenting adults here, and everything that we talk about is from a place of safety, from sanity, and always with consent, because consent is sexy. So tonight, Nick, we have a very special guest on the show. Before I introduce her, I want to talk about where she exists in the arena here.
Are we going to tell about how I introduced you to?
We could definitely do that. Yeah, let's save that for the show. I want to do our music, and we have things to do. But
Great.
she is super duper awesome. And when I met her, the light light in her soul just shined right through, and I was like, my God, I got to know more about her. So this is going to be a pretty awesome show. I've got the title of the show on the screen, and then let's just do some music. Let's open up with some music.
Designed to be
It
seen.
is
Gender, desire, and radical inclusion.
okay. All right, so here we are. So this is a very special show tonight. We have a woman named Karyn Elizabeth, who is the visionary behind ZHE, which is it's a new lingerie company, and it's reshaping the lingerie industry. Really, it takes an inclusive approach to designing for trans women, which is not something that's being done. ZHE is a gender-affirming lingerie brand that's specifically created for trans women, and it's born from, and I love the way Karyn describes it. She did this as a labor of love and inclusivity and advocacy. It's inspiring. I can't wait for you guys to hear her talk about this. And just out of lived experience, this comes. And she's an award winner. She has won the AVNO award. And she's been written about in local newspaper, a couple of those that I'll share on the screen in a little bit, as well as she was also featured in a more broad industry-based publication called Unhooked Magazine, which covers a lot of the lingerie shows. So, without further ado, I would really love to bring her on. Hey, Karyn.
Hello, Karyn.
What an introduction. Wow. Thank you.
No, it's all true. I mean, you're really doing fabulous things.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. So I think what you're doing is incredible. You are challenging the industry and paving the way for to move beyond exclusion and into more dignity, comfort, and desire. And you are truly inspiring, definitely inspiring to me. And I want to thank you for being here with us. One of the things that you did before we start the show, I want to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Your designs are gorgeous. I've been on your website and Instagram, and I've been looking at them. And what you did for our listeners was very kind. You have provided us with an audience discount code for our listeners specifically. So let me get that discount code on the screen for everybody, and I'll say it. We want to enter at checkout. Please, happy shopping. We want to enter at checkout for a 20% discount, the Growl, all one word in caps. So please enjoy it and shop to your heart's content. All right. So let's get into it. as we get into the show, I want us to consider 3 questions throughout the show as we listen. What does it mean to truly be seen in your body? What does inclusivity look like in different spaces? And how can we support the people we love, even if we don't understand their experience entirely? And I think we're gonna go ahead and cover quite a bit of that, because that's a lot of what Karyn stands for. So, all right, Nick, let's do our first question.
All right. You want to do this one, or you want me?
All right. So I'll do it. So you can do the next one. So I want you to tell us a little bit about you and your journey through life and lingerie, and what really drew you to lingerie design, and how did you get started, Karyn?
I kind of always loved fashion and drawing. So I thought I wanted to be a fashion designer as a child. I did not do that until I was older. I wound up having kids young and stayed home and raised my children. When I was in my 40s and the kids were a little bit older and more independent, I kind of decided to learn how to do something new, take up a hobby. And that was sewing, because I was obsessed with like Project Runway. So living in New York City, I was able to go to Mood, and I took sewing classes at Mood, and it felt really great. And then I loved it so much that I decided to do some continuing ed classes at Parsons, which is also a Project Runway kind of thing. And while I was at Parsons, I really loved the lingerie aspect of what I was learning. Mm-hmm. So I kind of thought I would do lingerie for plus size girls, mid-size girls. And when my daughter shared with us that she was transgender, and I took her shopping, and she told me kind of all of the things, the DIY kind of crap that trans women do to talk.
Isn't it sad?
I could do something. I could figure this out. But I thought I would figure it out for her. I didn't think there would be a market for it. And just some professors that I had at Parsons were like, no, this is something. Yeah, and it kind of inspired me to go further. And really I started a business as a complete novice to business and fashion. I had to do everything from the ground up.
All right, let me ask you this, because you have to, you have to do everything yourself. You have to do it from the ground up. What was that one thing that like kind of pushed you to? I know it inspired you, but what was that one thing that kind of like got you going, like as a business?
I would say the thing that really inspired me and had me know that this was going to be something that I was good at was when I had the first design, and I had a model and my daughter wear it. And I said, wear it for a day, and then we're going to talk. And I talked to both of them, and they were like amazed. I remember them telling me, like, I had to run for the bus and everything stayed where it was supposed to. I didn't feel like
how incredibly empowering is that? I know it's such simple things, but
that we don't think about, but just
take for granted
to know that you felt secure. And then that level of security then brings confidence. So you are going to navigate the world a little bit better. It's underwear, but it's so much more when it's something that helps you kind of navigate the world in a more
empowered way,
but also empowered and authentic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. All right, let's talk about, we got to talk about your awards, because you, for being so new and being in the industry for such a short period of time. I know it's been a number of years, but still in the grand scheme of things, it's really just a short period of time. But let's talk about this. You were awarded the AVNO award. What's that? Tell us about that. Congratulations. It's super cool.
It is an award within the adult film industry. Mm-hmm. And the O award is specifically for products, retail. For that award, I won it for one specific design, the Bella. I have two different versions of a tucking underwear, Bella and Wicked. Bella won the AVN. I actually just was nominated for an XMA. I didn't win, but that was as a lingerie brand for as best intimate apparel line was the award that I was nominated for this year. And I also won, it's called the Pitch Off at Curve, which is an intimates industry, like a trade show. And I won, they had a pitch off, and it was 5 indie designers kind of competing for this pitch off. And it did get me into Journal, which is a really great little indie boutique in Manhattan.
Is it, there is the actual concept of the whole brand, right? That will open doors and, eyes, definitely. But was there one thing, one garment or one design specifically that got you the award, do you think? Or was it just like you and the whole company as a entirety?
I think with the AVN, it being the Bella, it's a very simple design. It's just a mesh back. It's sexy, but it's functional. It's a full cut in the back. The Wicked is a little bit sexier, lacy and cheeky, but the front technology, the tucking, is identical in both.
Well, tell us about the name, Z. The ZH.
So,
please tell us about the name and your why.
well, Z is a gender neutral pronoun. It was getting a lot of traction at one point, and then they and them beat Z out. But I still liked it. I thought it was very pretty.
It sounds cool.
And it sounds cool.
It does sound pretty, yeah.
And it looks pretty to me. It
has like
really cool.
It has an elegant fashion tone to it, and when you say
I just thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it has like a chic thing to it.
Yeah, I love that. All right. Well, let's. You bring a very personal approach with a really inspiring background to your designs and your company in general. And Z is really a labor of love. We talked a little bit about that before we came on live. We were sort of like poking around and just chatting a little bit. But talk to me about Z as your labor of love. Like where in your heart does that come from? Like, tell us about that.
Well, like I said before, it started with my daughter and just helping her navigate. And then it has blossomed into a lot more. I have other daughters that I did not give birth to, but that I love and cherish also. My model, beautiful. One of my models that I use a lot, Alana, we are definitely soulmates.
Bonded.
We're so bonded, and she's just an amazing human. I have a niece that's trans. I co-facilitate a support group for parents of trans people, and it's more than just lingerie for me. It's advocacy and activism for the community too.
I love that. And I'm going to ask you more about that a little bit later. We've got that in the questions. I'm glad you brought it up. But when your daughter first came out to you, how did that moment change how you saw fashion and your role in it? Did you feel a sense of responsibility to be that?
Once I started to kind of figure out that this was something that I needed to make a business out of, that there was such a lack in the market for this community that really deserved to feel beautiful and to be comfortable and to have things that were made exclusively for their bodies. It did change how I saw, and also trying to get into the fashion industry changed how I saw fashion, because it is not an easy, an easy industry. It is cutthroat.
Well, introducing new concepts. Yeah, yeah, and things are more open. I mean, even in this climate, things are more open. But introducing something new into any environment is always going to be difficult, and especially when people are set in their ways. And you would think that with an ever changing climate like fashion, that they would be more open to fluctuation and change. But people are set in their ways, and that's just the way it goes. Sometimes
that goes to the next question, because I have a lot of trans friends, a lot of people on the show, all over the show. This is your kinky friends. You're on your shirt. It says, what does your shirt say? Protect the dolls. All right.
Aww.
There's a lot of worry. Basically, my question is, how do you deal with all the transphobia? It's not just like, how you deal with it, but I mean, it's like, how do you mentally deal with it, financially deal with it? You're running a business, right? How does that affect this business? And what can we do to make it better?
Luckily, I stay in spaces that are open to trans people. I can't be on certain aspects of social media. Like Facebook is not my friend. I tried Facebook and Facebook ads. It was horrible.
Wow.
And I actually got banned on Facebook
Really?
Did you?
Yeah, for not being not following community standards because my models are trans.
But they're covered.
They are. They're more covered than some other ads I get.
They're covered. So what's the community standard?
They're like men's underwear that are mesh, and you see things.
Yeah,
but
funny.
Yeah,
Funny. Were they like soliciting money? Right.
I'm not. I'm selling a product. I'm not soliciting.
How many like straight men would you see like soliciting money or soliciting for like bullshit?
Absolutely.
Like
Boo, Facebook. Shame on you.
Well, it goes to the fact that women in general are sexualized, but especially trans women are fetishized in not a very positive way all the time.
You're right.
I have an issue with Facebook myself. I got totally kicked off.
Did you?
Well, I also wrote a book which could be misinterpreted because I wrote a book called The Coolest Way to Kill Yourself. Now, no one kills himself in the book, but it's like people see that and it's a metaphor, right?
It's the wording.
And it's a saying that we said, and that's because it's part of the thing. But still, they see that and they're like, "No, you're out. You got to be banned." You know what I mean? Perfect example. You don't judge a book by its cover.
That's the truth.
You can't just kick someone out from some dumb post. You know what I mean? Even if it's a meaningful post or any kind of post. You know what I mean?
Or just hey, here's some pretty lingerie. You want to buy it?
Right.
What about the financial aspect? How does the transphobia, especially with this new paradigm shift in the zeitgeist, so we say, right? How is it changing the retail environment?
Again, I think that I'm lucky that people that want to buy my stuff, especially like boutiques or retail stores, because I do sell wholesale also, are safe spaces for trans people. There's boutiques that will close for trans women to come and shop so that they feel comfortable. I'm lucky to be able to deal with really awesome people. And I think that has to do with the nature of having a lingerie shop means that you're open to inclusivity and you're open to the queer community and your mindset is different. You might not understand exactly why trans people feel the way they do or who they are or anything, but you don't have to understand someone to respect them.
And, to echo that, and I have a little bit of experience working in the lingerie industry. I had helped my very good friend who was the owner of Brazen Bras. And she was, there were people who would come in and there were cross-dressers who would want to come shopping. And what we ended up doing, and we marketed it as a fetish-friendly, kink-friendly event, is we would, after hours on a Wednesday night or whatever night of the week it was, we would offer a kinky shopping. And for a few hours, we turned it into like a munch, and we made little hors d'oeuvres, and we closed the place, and we had black curtains on the windows so that all things were private inside, and everybody.
Where was this? When was? I would love to have gone to this. And you're in New Jersey. This is happening under. Oh my God.
It was really wonderful. It was, she was inspiring to me also because she was such an advocate for just alternative lifestyle and just being unapologetically yourself. And that's what it was, be bold, be bold, be beautiful, be brazen. That was the motto. And to be a brazen girl or to be brazen is to just be unapologetically yourself. And so that's what that was her mission and that was her message. And I truly loved being in that environment, in that space with her. Yeah.
Be yourself.
Right. Yeah.
With my last interview last night, Jay Desires, life's too short, get pegged. That's what she wants.
She's so right. So let's talk about pushback. What kind of pushback did you get from the lingerie industry? Tell me, give me the dirt.
I feel like the biggest pushback is fear that they either won't be able to sell my product because they don't have enough walk-in, and that some people will be like, well, why is this here? Because of the transphobia. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that a lot of store owners, I mean, they need to make money too. So I understand that. And I actually wasn't quite sure that wholesale was going to be my lane. I don't know that it is. I try and work with retailers with very low MOQs and very, like you can buy 10 items. I'm fine with that. You don't need to buy more than that.
Oh, that's great.
Which a lot of brands will not do anything like that.
Oh yeah, there's minimums. Yeah, I remember that from being,
Yeah, and minimums are usually high.
Mm-hmm.
But mine are as low as I can make them and still try and stay in business.
And that's wonderful. And, I think that if we could send a message to the lingerie, to the stores today, there is a market for it. You will have traffic. You have to just recognize the traffic because, your traffic may be coming in dressed not as their authentic self, but looking to explore a way to express their authentic self. And it's hard you got to be able to spot that and create a safe and inviting experience for it, I think.
I think it's funny watching men buy lingerie. It really is, because I mean I've had different modes going in. I'm always buying either way. Even if I'm buying for my lover, I'm really buying for myself. Come on, you know what I mean? I have that, I mean, it makes them, but still I want to see, but I go in like confident, but like, even if as a cross dresser, right, I'm still like, I got to this one point where I'm like going confident and I'm going in a suit and tie like normal, and just to see if they judge me because I want to know if I'm taking the time to give them money. I want to know if they judge me, if they ask, because if they, I'd be more than happy to say no. I'm going to go somewhere else, and let them know that because this is business, right?
Absolutely.
That's going to talk. People out there, support Karyn, support this brand. This is like for the cause. If you think about it, independence, right? All right, I'm going to get off my soapbox. Let's go.
I've even offered to do like a pop-up where they don't have to actually purchase from me, but we can collab and kind of work together, and whatever I sell, I can share a portion with the store because they're allowing me to be in the store.
You're making it easy for everybody.
I'm willing to kind of do as much as I can so that we can all get Z to the masses, get Z to the girls that need it.
I noticed that, like, especially these days with everything changing, businesses you have to work together in order to survive.
Absolutely.
So what are some creative things that you've done to work with other businesses?
I basically just try and work with influencers because besides lingerie boutiques and even adult industry stores that sell, novelty items and stuff like that, they typically prefer box lingerie, which I'm not. I'm a higher end brand because I used really good products and I'm made in the US. So it does.
Very
I am made in the US.
Very nice.
Made in the US.
Made in the US.
Yeah.
Right.
You're doing
right over by the. I literally bring my fabric to the factory and I pick up my garments and bring them home.
Love
I
that.
walk into the factory in the middle of a run and bring them, a box of Joe and some donuts. Make sure the
So
women
you're
are
very
treated
involved in this
properly.
process.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Well,
Oh, wow.
I
Absolutely.
also want it to be made ethically. If I'm going to do something, I want to do it right in my eyes. So it's like right over by the Lincoln Tunnel, my factory in New Jersey.
And I'm sure you've
Wow.
gotten a lot of like pitches. Oh, make it overseas. It's cheaper. Make it overseas. A lot of people pitching that to you at all? No one? No.
Yes. But I don't want to. I want to be able, of course, the ethical part of it, but also I want it here.
Well, it tells you have more control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I can walk in when I need to and kind of see what's going on.
Yeah, I like that. So I want to give you a space to talk about something that really struck me as pretty cool, that you wrote this piece about, and a play on words about transparency back in 2021. And what that means, or what I could glean from that, was that your advocacy is not limited to lingerie. This piece, you discuss being a parent of a trans child, and you talk about your journey through trans parenting, and I just want to hear about that. I want to give you the space. I'm going to take Nick and I both out for this because I want you to be able to have the space to address this and tell me, or tell us and our listeners at home, about the challenges, about the rewards, and all the really awesome stuff that came out of that experience.
The play on words kind of happened as a joke. My husband and I, when my daughter first told us that she was trans, and we were trying to get as much help as we could, I walked into the LGBT center in the West Village and tried to, find out as much information as I could so I could support her as best as we could. And they had a parents group for parents of trans people. So my husband and I would go every month to this group, and it was just us. So we would tease that we were transparent. So it kind of was a play on the word. And just as I kind of leaned into my advocacy for the community and going to support groups and realizing that there wasn't a lot of help for parents. I mean, for months, we were the only people, and we didn't know what to expect. So we had to kind of figure it out on our own. This is 12 years ago that my daughter transitioned. So there wasn't a lot available. Luckily, nowadays there is, which is why I co-facilitate a support group. It's called Families in Transition, which is fun to have to do that. But I do it because there's this light at the end of the tunnel that I can give to parents that are so scared for the safety of their children. Like, what's going to happen? How do we navigate the world now? What do I do? How do I do it? How do I just make my child safe? How do I make my child happy? How do I do these things? So having a space for people to see what my daughter's freaking brilliant. She's an amazing human being. She's a Fulbright scholarship winner. So that just goes to show how intelligent she is.
Yeah,
but these are things that she's able to do because she had support.
Mm-hmm.
Support and love, and knowing that someone's got your back all the time is how these kids are going to navigate the world and flourish. Instead of back in the day when they were kicked out and left to the street, which should not ever happen. And it's happening less and less and less now.
Thank God.
There's so much more support that these kids get from their families.
That's important. I mean, we could, with support, how much can we do? And there's really, like, you as far as, supporting your children, I know that there are, there's a lot of big emotions surrounding this topic. I mean, it's absolutely the truth, but doesn't really cost anything to support somebody and love somebody. And it's I think that's an important message to send is, these are our kids. These are the people that need the support, and we should be able to support them. I
We
love the
tell
way
unconditional love, and if you don't love your kid because they said they were trans, there's your condition. It's
there's
no
your
longer
condition.
unconditional.
I love the way that you view that and just how you bring that to your lingerie designs. Your interviews mention that the trans body should not be viewed as an outlier, but as a woman who deserves every fashion experience. When I read that, I was like, wow, that was incredibly incredibly striking. So you talk about in a few of the articles lingerie as a tool of identity and confidence. Can you explain that a little bit to us?
Part of why I kind of wanted to help my daughter in this was when I took her shopping for the first time. I was like, all right, let's go get you all the clothes you need, makeup, clothes. And then for me personally, when I get dressed up, I want to look pretty underneath. Even if no one's ever going to see it, I want a beautiful bra on. I want matching panties. And that makes me feel even prettier. It's like a confidence boost. And that's kind of where my brain went with that. Like, shouldn't everyone have that? Shouldn't everyone feel beautiful underneath their clothes? Like, why isn't this available? Why can these women not have that? Why do they have to use duct tape and tiny underwear to hold everything in place and all the other horrible things, which are, besides not being safe, they're uncomfortable and they're not pretty. Like, it's not an attractive look. So shouldn't they be able to feel gorgeous also? Like,
absolutely.
What's the difference? They're beautiful women that should feel beautiful, like all women should feel beautiful.
I agree. And not just that, not just trans, but we can take this and carry it right into the arena of cross-dressing.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without
There is
doubt.
that feeling you're saying. For me, it's feeling of garters. It just is my thing. If I feel it like on my thighs, someone makes me wear something like that. I know it's a whole narrative, but still, there is this sense of identity, confidence that comes in. I walk into the manor. My people are there, right? My people. I have a many times or these days there's a key holder right on my arm, right? And I know everybody, and I walk in there and I'm always wearing, like I'm wearing now, I'm wearing the garter belt and stockings and a corset underneath all this. Actually, I want to maybe ask you about it because I want to enhance it and make it better. But anyway, that's another thing. But that confidence that comes in, it works wonders. It transforms people. You could see it in their face.
Confidence is sexy.
It is.
Confidence is sexy.
Is to you, right? You give a lot of confidence to a lot of people. What does that look like when you see it on their face? How would you describe that feeling of acceptance? They finally accept themselves. Because when I first see myself, last time I saw myself in a wig or in like a pink dress or something like that, you're taken out because I'm not like usually wearing something like that. And then you get used to it, right? If first time anyone sees themselves in lingerie for the first time, even if it's like it hasn't been a while and you're back in it, you know what I mean? You're like back in action. That feeling, that confidence just builds. What does that look like to you? Please describe it.
It is very, satisfying. It feels amazing. I do these conferences. They like date back to like the 50s when trans women and cross-dressers were like kind of really trying to hide. And they would have like, there's a documentary about it actually called Casa Susanna, which there was this a resort in the Catskills where trans women and cross-dressers would go and they could just get dressed up and they could feel beautiful and do their things. So there's these conferences that still happen, and these trans women. So I exhibit at them and I do some workshops and stuff. And when a woman buys something from me and goes up to her room because they're in hotels and comes right back down and buys more because she knows that they're amazing, it feels awesome. I went after one of them, they had this big gala. So we all got dressed up and we had like this awesome thing. And there was a keynote speaker and it was beautiful. And I had, without exaggeration, 10 women come up to me and whisper in my ear. They were like, I'm wearing your underwear. And I was like, if we were anywhere else, this would be an inappropriate comment. But oh my God, I'm so happy. How do you feel in them? And they all were like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever worn.
Oh my God, that could be like an ad thing. We don't have we just seriously think about it. Advertisement. We don't have to get you. We get like someone else to play you, like a version of you, right? Like some Hollywood actress, right? No, they get you. You're fine. You're perfect. And you come over, and everybody keeps on coming to me. Why does everyone keep on coming up to me? And they just keep on saying, "I'm wearing your lawn. I'm wearing your underwear. I'm wearing your."
I love that.
And people,
it was so funny.
You're proud. Why is she proud? They're wearing my underwear.
That's so awesome. So I looked this up. I found it. Casa Susana, more than a home, a haven. How beautiful is that? You can.
It was on PBS also.
Yeah, that's where I'm on. I'm on PBS.
Yeah, that's where it was aired, on PBS.
No kidding. Would you look at that? The more you know.
It's a beautiful movie.
I'll include that in the show notes so that people can watch that. That'd be cool. All right, very nice. All right, so let's talk about your design philosophy. How does inclusivity happen as far as in your process goes, from concept to your final design? What does that look like for you?
Of course, the function is incredibly important.
Mm-hmm.
That's why designing the gusset in the way that I did, it took, I think, 10 to 15 alliterations of fittings and stuff to try and just make it perfect, where that it wasn't too big, wasn't too small, wasn't whatever all the other things it could possibly be. It wasn't digging in, it wasn't riding up, it stayed where it needed to stay. So function, very important, but also it being sexy and beautiful. And of course, with function comes fit, but fit and function are like the technical part of it. So it's important, but no one wants to buy a medical garment to feel sexy in. You're not going to feel sexy in it. Nobody wants to buy granny panties to feel sexy. They want something sexy. They want it to be racy. They want it to be lacy. They want it to be sheer. They want it to be something. So to get all of those things in was kind of the concept, was the fit and function, and then getting it to also be beautiful in addition to working in the way that it needed to work. Yeah. Kind of where I went with it.
So throughout the years, right, how did you find that your brand has been pushing boundaries in fashion, or who gets to wear lingerie in general? Because I mean, there's been this shift in all this recently, right in the middle of it. So how is it doing? Do you feel it's doing it?
I think just existing is kind of pushing a boundary in general.
Right.
Just
You're
existing.
You're so right. Yeah.
Just letting people know that trans women are here. Trans women are consumers. If you want to make money, you have to cater to everyone who is going to buy it. So I feel like that's pushing a boundary, just by making sure that people know that trans women are consumers. Cross-dressers are consumers. I would say about 30 to 40% of my customer base are cross-dressers. So
yeah, you're giving them things that are comfortable for them, things that accommodate, what's going on, and to be able to make them look sexy. I'm absolutely buying a pair of your panties as soon as we're finished on this show, because I've just in case I need them.
Absolutely. In case you need them.
I just got. Thank you to Gabrielle. Casa Susanna is on YouTube. You can find it for free on YouTube.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, very cool.
It was really it's a fun thing, and it's so interesting to see, like, even just the very more recent history. I mean, we can go back ancient and talk about trans communities in ancient cultures, but I won't get on that soapbox. But just the 50s and 60s. I mean, Christine Jorgensen, like, was the belle of the ball. They loved her when she first came back home. Like the GI Joe that is now GI Jane. Like they just loved everything about her, which is so crazy to think that if we think about what the 50s especially looked like women in their gloves and hats and like very demure. And it feels like when we look back today at those times that they were very rigid and conservative, but they embraced this trans woman like she was a movie star.
You know what's that was a very loose inspiration for Glenn and Glenda, which is a loose inspiration for Ed Wood, the Johnny Depp movie. See, we're influential.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. What do you, in your opinion, what do you wish other fashion brands understood about gender diversity and inclusive design? What, if you could give them a piece of advice, what would you say to them?
First and foremost, basically clothes are not gendered. Clothes are cloth. You put it on because it feels good and it looks pretty on you. It shouldn't be like you have to wear this because you are a girl, or you have to wear this because you are a boy. I wish more fashion brands just made clothes that were gorgeous and anyone could wear it. Like men should be allowed to wear dresses if they want to. A
lot of unlearning has to happen. A lot of unlearning. And that's not bad.
Inclusive design is which I'm guilty of because I need to make more money to expand my size inclusivity, but that is a huge part of inclusive design too. Size inclusivity.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Growing up in New York City, FIT, met a lot of people. And even in the kink community, there's so many people want to get into the fashion design, fashion industry, fashion design. They love fashion. They love to talk about fashion. You're doing it. You're doing it. That's why you're on the show. I love that. I love that so much. But okay, the people listening, now this is an inspirational show. So what's one piece of advice would you give to someone who wants to start out in fashion design? And they want to push boundaries. They're a kinky person. They're listening to this. They're a kinky person, right? And they think, they want to push. They're kind of ready. They think they're ready. They don't know they're ready, but they want to do it. And they kind of like good idea. They got the gift. What's one piece of advice would you give them?
First, don't give up, and second, find your niche. Don't try and do everything. You can't do it all. Find the thing that you're really good at, that one thing, and perfect it. And then you can expand from there once you've got that one thing really down. Like, do I want to do a million things? Yes. I want to design everything. Jeans that you can use for tucking, everything. Jeans, yoga pants, dresses. I don't know, anything. Everything, all the things, fetish wear, corsets, everything.
I've seen dominatrix with yoga pants. I've seen it.
I mean, it's comfy. I'm definitely guilty of that. I got to be honest with you.
Yoga pants are comfy. So good.
Right on.
But if you have tucking yoga pants, how awesome would that be?
What? I'm sorry.
If you had tucking yoga pants.
Yes.
We need to get in somebody's ear.
On the show. Yes. We should do it. How about we do a fashion show?
Let's do it.
Find a space. We could do it live. We could do a live Growl.
I'm in.
Fashion show. Right now. We have the models. We can get the models to pay us. So
I'll design all the things. Let's go.
I want to go to our
machine work.
That would be fantastic. I want to go to our comments. I want to say, oh, look, there's Stan in the comments. Hi, Stan. Stan's so sweet. He's always here. Awesome. And then Sunshine. I see Sunshine popping in. So happy you're on the Growl. Your story is so inspirational. I'm so proud to have met you. What you're doing is so important. Your daughter and your chosen daughters are so lucky to have you. That's so true. I mean, that struck me about you. I'm glad that message came across. And thank you, Sunshine, for saying that.
We all met together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I knew you.
I have chosen sons also,
Oh, that's good.
They're trans men too, and they are dolls, and I love them.
Oh, very nice. And then Sestra comes in. Sestra comes in.
I love that.
Hi, Sestra. Thank you for advocating for the trans community. It's so important. So, Nick, how did we meet Karyn? Let's chat about it.
All right.
The funniest thing is when I started talking to Nick, he was like, "Oh my God, you have to meet my partner. You have to meet my partner for the podcast." And you're like walking to the bathroom, and he's
bathroom.
Let her go to the bathroom. And
I was like, "Hey, be right with you. Got a body."
She's like, 1 second, and he's just running to try.
He was excited.
I'm walking very steadily at a nice steady pace.
You were moving very fastly.
But you know what? He was excited, and rightfully so, because when I came out of the bathroom, I was like, wow.
Yeah, and then we talked.
Really cool. Like, that was, it was fun. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how we met.
The show is called The Growl. It's about people who have the crave, the hunger. I immediately, I wanted to take the opportunity. And you know what, honestly, before we go on, there's so much death around. So I'm like, I gotta take care of them. Like at the moment, I gotta seize it. You know what I mean? So yeah. So, and I'm so thankful. And hey, we have stories on how we met.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do. That was fabulous. All right. So where do you see yourself going with this brand? What's your vision?
I have a small vision, and then I have my big grand illusion kind of wishes. So just making Z as accessible as possible for the trans community is the small goal, which is a big goal, but it is a small goal. If I had an infinite amount of funds, I would love to have my own factory space that also doubled as a space for young designers that are trying to make it, because I realized how hard it was. That would also have like photography studios and pop-up shop space in the front, and just like an all-inclusive kind of community, almost like a commune for the fashion industry and the trans community to kind of come together and work together and do awesome shit.
I love that. And then you could empty out the factory and it could be a party space. I mean, let's go.
Well, it could be both all the time. Move the sewing machines to the side and just have a dance party.
Yeah.
Or a party.
So I keep looking behind you at your mannequin. I made mention of it. I want to give you a moment to show us what you've got. That's something new you're working on. I see. So let's look at that. I'm taking myself and Nick out for that.
It's kind of just me playing around with some new ideas, because I've been working with the same 4 kind of SKUs for the past couple of years. And I just thought it would be fun. So what I did was I just, instead of a regular bralette, it's a longer line bralette. I can make it a little bit longer even, and just adding some fun thigh straps to the panties makes it a little bit more fun.
Just to describe it a little bit, it's a really nice lacy full. It looks
stunning. I have some lace. Let me grab.
Is that soft and stretchy lace? That's my favorite lace.
It is the most gorgeous lace ever. Stretch.
Oh my God! Look at it.
Only 2-way stretch this way, so it keeps its shape that way, and just. If you look at all of the beautiful geometric and flowers, and it's scalloped on the edge. So if you look at the pictures, those are the cheeky bottoms. So the scallops are kind of like really shaped a tush very nicely.
Very nice. And then you've got some thick straps on garter belts, and you've got thigh straps on that. That's really cool.
Yeah. Just trying to think of some new things to make it a little bit more
I'm bringing Nick back in for this next.
Fetishy.
I'm bringing Nick back in for this next question. I want to know.
Oh, I'm excited about this question. All right. This is a YCAP production, Your Kinky Friends. I am Nicholas Tannick. When I met you, immediately my mind starts racing, because I'm a very imaginative person. So I'm thinking, I think I even probably mentioned, I was like, did you ever make a custom-made French-made outfit?
You did ask that.
He's brilliant. He's always thinking about the best things.
So
I absolutely love that.
Well, if you ever need any measurements, I could send you mine. We can model it for the show. Be one of the.
Sweet.
I can post it.
For this fashion show we're talking about.
Yes.
You can be one of the models.
So, do you have any plans to work on any kind of fetish wear for your line?
I do. I have been doing some sketching, and my brain has been kind of going that way. I've been doing some research and have been a little bit inspired by shibari and would like to kind of incorporate that into some lingerie designs.
Cool.
I have some ideas, and corsets, they're just so beautiful. So I've been thinking about corsets that can be locked.
Ooh, I love locking everything.
That is a wonderful idea. Now, for a corset,
Shh, don't tell anyone.
all right, I will. But let me ask you this, because first of all, I'm wearing a corset right now. It's velvet. Okay,
Lovely.
Black velvet, and that's a very unusual one for me. I usually don't have velvet things. What is, in your opinion, the perfect fabric to make a corset in?
Something really structured. So just anything that's going to keep its shape, because you don't want a lot of stretch in it. You need a little bit of stretch. So probably power mesh on the inside, outside be something really luxe and beautiful. I love velvet. I love like a really good, almost like a tapestry kind of looking fabric, like those kind of fabrics. My brain decided to shut down with types of fabrics for some reason.
It's okay. You're covered in
the
fabric.
ADHD got real strong all of a sudden. I know all the fabrics, but I can't think of one right now. And as soon as we go, I'll be like, oh, it should have been blah, blah, blah.
It was that. That's all right. We're gonna move on to a Make It Better. This is a growl. This is a growl segment.
Make it better. We should need a theme song just for Make It
We
Better.
should gotta make it better. All right. So here's your scenario. I'm going to give you the scenario, and I'm going to set the stage for you. And I want you to on your feet, think and make it better. So imagine that you are at a fashion show and your lingerie designs are being featured. The producers and designers putting on the show have selected and provided you with only cis female models for your showcase set. And I know we discussed a little earlier that that's not the optimal showcase model. Not to say there's anything wrong, but it's not the optimal showcase model. So now you are 2 hours until showtime. And the model selection, it's not really representative of the best of what Z stands for. What do you do? How do you make it better? How do you roll with it?
I don't roll with it. I get trans models on my phone and get them to come down.
Speed dial.
Exactly. Or I scan the audience and I put men in it.
I love that. Yes.
Now that's like,
They're
I
not
can see that
trans,
as a
but
scene in a
at least
movie.
we can talk.
And you've got room for that.
Yeah, I would not walk cis women down a runway in my stuff. I would just leave the show. Honestly,
Wow.
it's just no. It's
She
not
stands
possible.
by her brand. She stands by her brand and by her yeah.
For that, first of all, would be a huge sellout, like to the community. It's a slap in the face to these women that I love. I wouldn't do that to them, and it wouldn't show. Like it, what would be the point?
Right.
What would be the point?
You're so right. All right. So, as a trans parent and someone who values and stands by their stands by their tribe and values inclusivity, advocacy, and love. What are some ways we can support the people we love, even if we don't truly understand their experience? What are some of the ways that we can support? What's your advice?
First, I think as cis people, we can't fully understand the trans experience. It's impossible. Like I say that a lot to parents when they say, I don't understand. How could you? We can understand being homosexual, gay, lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, because we feel desire as human beings. So we know what that feels like. We know what attraction feels like. So it's more tangible to understand your gay kids, but your trans kids, it's not something that you're ever going to be able to fully understand, because there's no way we could look in the mirror and understand how a trans person does not see themselves as what is reflecting in the mirror. So it's an impossibility to fully understand. I stand by that. We can love, we can honor, we can cherish and respect them. We can understand that their experience is different than ours, but we can't, like, the whole empathy, sympathy kind of thing. It's just not possible for us to have that shared experience, because we're not there. So I think the best way that we can support our loved ones that are trans is just love. I don't even know any other way. Just love them.
I mean,
honor them, respect them, and do your best to get their pronouns correct.
There's beauty in that simplicity. Seriously, just love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
It feels like there's not much more else that you can do. Just love them. If they know that if anyone knows that they're loved and seen, then they're gonna just be okay. I feel like as humans, that's all we want.
We need resources now more than ever. I mean, we have a lot more. The kink community, we have a lot more, as trans community has more, but still we're going to need it more. Communication is the key to everything. First of all, what resources would you recommend, but also what resources worked for you? I'm talking about like what worked, like the data proves it, obviously.
As like, I can speak to resources for trans parents and for the trans community. For trans parents, PFLAG, GLAD, your local LGBT or Pride Center. They will have all of the resources you need. Online, do the searches. The group that I run is a virtual group. We meet every other Thursday. Anyone from anywhere can kind of, like, if anyone needs that information, please message me and I will get you the link to our
I love that
Zoom calls. And it's just a really good space, because when we used to meet in person, like pre-COVID times, I would always say, like, these 4 walls are your safe space. You can say all of the horrible things that you feel right now, because once you walk outside and your kid is in earshot, you can't say one single horrible thing, but you're allowed to hate this shit that you might be going through.
That's so powerful. I'm glad you said that, because these are natural. These are natural emotions.
Absolutely,
these are natural.
You're allowed to
doesn't mean you hate
things.
It. Doesn't mean you hate.
No, you hate what's happening to the world.
Correct.
You hate what's happening around them. You hate that they're going to have to deal with any little bit of bias, any little bit of, not being accepted. So of course you're going to hate that, and you're allowed to. But in front of them, it's got to be rainbows and sunshine, because they have to know that they are always safe with you as their parent.
Beautiful. All right. So speaking of, we're going to go to the wheel of affirmation. So we usually do a wheel on the show. We need so much music. Can somebody give me a musician, please?
Yeah. I mean, come on, we got people. About people.
I want to do our wheel. I love doing our little wheel. And let me pull it up on the screen here. Here it comes. Okay, here's our little wheel of affirmation. And I'm going to spin it. And I want you to give us a little, I'll talk a little bit about what each thing means as we land on it, and then you'll give us a little bit to do with it. All right, let's see. What's our first?
You being here.
You belong here. So what that means is I want you to just quick send a positive message to our podcast audience, letting them know that they belong here with us.
You do.
We see you.
We see you. I love that.
We see you. Simple. I'm simple.
I love it. No, it's good.
Yeah, too.
All right, so let's spin it again. Let's see what's next.
Yeah.
Style without limits. All right. So I want you to share one way that your style reflects your identity.
My personal style.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid of color, obviously.
I see that.
So
That's
I like
cool.
to use as much color as possible in how I style myself.
Do you have a specific color that like you'd say you're in that phase now?
Blue.
Blue.
Always
Me
blue.
too.
Turquoise,
Blue
blue, teal.
Blue is the color. My show tie is blue. Yeah. Beautiful South have an app called Blue.
Almost everything. I have so much blue.
Blue.
That's who I am.
Love it. All right, we're going again.
Chosen family.
Chosen family.
Chosen family love.
What does that mean to you?
Chosen family is so important for all of us, but especially in the trans community, to have people that have similar experiences or respect your experience. I have so, like I said before, I have so many trans babies that come to me for support, come to me for affirmations, just sometimes to complain. I had worked with this wonderful trans model a few years ago, and she was going to meet a man in Europe. And I was like, you will be texting me every single day. I want pictures, and I would like a picture of his passport when you get to there. And that's what we did.
Yeah,
And I kept her
call.
safe because she was safe. She's smart, but to know she did not have her birth family as a support system for her at all. So to be that kind of mama bear for all trans babies is important to me.
That's so awesome that you're that. All right, let's go. Let's go again. All right, Nick.
Pronoun.
So let's share your pronouns and let's teach us a new one. Well, you did with your lingerie brand. Taught me a new one.
It's true. Yeah. Mine are she, her. Z is a gender neutral pronoun. There are a couple, but they, them is the one that gets a lot of attention, where people want to fight back and say it's not a single person, a they or them. And we know that to be untrue. A lot of people like to say it's not part of the English language, but we know that to not be true. I like to give this example when parents are struggling with using they, them. If you're walking down the street and you find a set of keys, you pick them up and you say, oh, they lost their keys, because you do not know who dropped them.
Who dropped the keys? You're right.
If you saw someone drop them, then you might gender them and say, oh, she dropped her keys, he dropped his keys. But if they do not, you know that these keys do not belong to a collective of people. They belong to a person, and they
belong to them.
Their keys.
Yeah. They lost their keys. They belong to them. Very good. All right. Gender euphoria. I like this one. I put this one in because I want to give you a quick, like, couple of second, maybe 10-second opportunity for be a hype girl for a trans person. Give a power compliment. What does it sound like for you?
You're fucking iconic, babe.
You're fucking iconic. I love that.
Stunning.
So
Okay.
I asked my daughter that when we were doing that. I said, so she says, yes, queen.
Uh-huh.
I said, okay, but you're fucking iconic. I mean, I'm glad she didn't say that to me because that, but yes,
We did say it was the 18 and over crowd in here, so I was okay with being a little bit
yeah.
cursing.
All right. So let's do, I
Well,
want to do the last.
replace the fucking with another word. So it's an interchangeable thing. I think it's the iconic. If the fucking nails it, but the iconic is that really stuck with me. It's a great thing to say to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
right,
most
so
of the dolls I know are fucking iconic.
Yeah.
I love it. So let's do the last one. We're going to do the Trans Joy Spotlight. I would love for you to shout out one trans creator, artist, or activist that you know and love.
Oh, just one is very hard, but I'm going to go with Rose Montoya.
Tell me why.
She has grown into her advocacy over the past few years in such a beautiful way. I started working with her when I first launched Z, like 4 years ago. I gifted her a pair. She put it on the internet. I got some of my first sales because of her putting it on her Instagram. She famously bared her chest on the White House lawn during Transgender Day of Visibility 2 years ago. And she apologized. She kind of got swept away in this gender euphoria, like we were just talking about. And there were trans men showing their scars, and she just kind of really just got swept away. And she knows that she maybe shouldn't have done that in that venue, but she owned it. She did what she did. And now she works with the Christopher Street Project, which is a really great organization. And she's doing another Trans Day of Visibility in DC this year. And to see her go from modeling on Instagram to this national platform as an advocate and an activist has been a beautiful journey to see.
Wow.
So Rose Montoya.
Rose Montoya. All right, I wrote that down. I noticed on your socials that you talk a little bit on Instagram about the Christopher Project, and I linked it in the show notes. So for anybody who wants to know, for anybody who wants to know more about that, it's in the show notes, and you can definitely follow it and find it. And please follow Karyn on Instagram. It's she's very cool. The posts are there, and the stuff you have to say are very awesome. So let's go to we're going to do another segment. It's called the mailbag. And usually our mailbag is where we either highlight nice, respectful messages or call out not so respectful messages, because we all get those. But this week's mailbag, I'd like it to be a little different. Instead of highlighting or calling out, I would like to give space for you, Karyn, to share some of the reviews that you've gotten on Z, or any of the inspiring messages you've received and love that you've received from the trans community, or really anybody that's just in love with what you're doing. So I'm going to take us out for that so that you can give us a little bit of that.
I came prepared. I did print some. This one is super recent, and it's a little long. I will try and summarize as much as possible, but it's amazing. So the review is: these panties are not only a game changer, they are a revolution. Other brands simply have a wider gusset and claim to be tucking panties while struggling to hold anything in place without taping. Sexy panties designed for cis female often take engineering to even be functional. Ladies, those days are over thanks to Karyn. The wicked full compression panty will absolutely change the way you view tucking panties and panties in general. The aesthetic is sexy, glamorous, with a hint of danger and bad girl mixed in. The beautiful lace detail is something one would expect from Victoria's Secret or La Perla. These are the same panties we would see and only be able to dream about wearing. No other tucking panty offers this level of sexy. The wide gusset provides a flawless look. With proper tucking, the panties hold the tuck throughout the normal day-to-day activities with zero slippage. Try that with another tucking panty. It won't work. Another key point is the ability to retuck. Retucking while wearing the wicked panty is effortless, easy, and easily performed while standing. I like that one. That one was a good one.
Yeah, that was great.
Anything else needs to be done. Like, she just
Covered the whole
compared
thing.
me to Victoria's Secret and La Perla.
Superior.
And there's like a badass in them. So how could that be anything other than amazing?
That's
And
so
I like the game
cool.
changer and a revolution.
These are good words. These are good buzzwords.
Right.
Like,
I
that's a
love
big feel-good.
revolution. This is a revolution.
It is. It really is. All right. I'm going to bring Nick back in and we're going to go to the comments because they are definitely popping off in here. Let's see.
I love comments.
I love the crowd. Our listeners are some of the most awesome people. I have to be honest with you. Stan says Facebook is more like Failbook when we were talking about the banning. And you're not even wrong, Stan. I mean, I stay on it because I'm connected with people through it. And it's, sometimes Facebook really cracks me up and wins the internet, but you're not wrong. Sunshine saying things like power stretch are so sexy. Thanks, Sunshine. Yes, Failbook. Yep.
You know what's funny? Oh, there's more.
Oh, this product is not for cis women. So yes, walk away if you had nothing to tuck. I love, yeah.
Thank you, Sunshine.
Yeah. How affirming. All right, I'm doing one more. Knowledge is a paradox. The more one understands, the more one realizes the vastness of his ignorance. Stan, you're so insightful. So true.
It's very poetic also. Like, it's insightful, but poetic.
What do you got for us, Nick?
This show is also being streamed on Advocacy Friends. So we have some comments there. They're I guess, because I told everybody to go to this channel. But Sestra's in there. Thank you for advocating for the trans community. Sunshine wrote, so happy you're on the Growl. Your story is so inspirational. I'm so glad to have met you. Okay, we did that. And there's just a lot of love. There's a lot of, and from other people too. Just love. Yeah, you got fans. Oh, see, you got more love.
More love. And then Stan comes in with a Stan question. I have to ask it because I love the answers to the Stan question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? And how would you use it in your kinky life? Thanks, Stan.
I don't even know how to answer that. I always feel like my superpower is networking, but that doesn't feel like the right answer to this.
Well, let me give you an example. Maybe that'll inspire you. All right. Some of the other answers that people had, right? Of course you have stuff like mind reading.
That's mine.
I don't know if I want that.
I want everything.
Blocking mind reading. That's the superpower.
You could take it to a whimsical level. You could be like, I snap my fingers and any man in the room has a chastity device on them. You could, or I snap my fingers and everyone's in a French maid outfit, or everyone's in your lingerie. Right.
I love all of this, Nick. I love all of this.
So if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And how would you use it in your kinky life?
Oh, I don't know. Could I be invisible so I can just be a fly on the wall and see all
invisibility is a thing?
And nobody will know that I actually did see all the crazy.
Yeah. The invisible lingerie designer.
I'm transparent.
That sounds like an ebook.
That's my superpower, transparency.
Transparency. I love it. That was so cool. All right. Well, Karyn, I wanna give us the opportunity to learn how we can support you. Where can we go to find you? How can we get in touch with you? What kinds of things, what kinds of links? I'm going to put up a couple of things on the screen here, but how can we support you? How can we get in touch with you?
Instagram is the easiest. I keep promising myself I will be more vocal on TikTok, but I don't always make enough TikToks. So I will try to do that. But Instagram is my place. I love Instagram. I even right there. Join me tonight on the Growl Podcast.
I love
It's
it.
on my
Yay. Thanks for the shout
Instagram
out.
is my top. Yeah, I love Instagram. You can find me there. Facebook, but like I said, Facebook does not love me, so it's the bad place. So don't go there. You can email me, Karyn at zbykarynelizabeth.com. You can reach out to me on FetLife, Z_lingerie. You can email me through my website, zbykarynelizabeth.com. It seems to be being a little bit
Temperamental,
fucky.
yeah.
So it's being a little bitchy right now. So I'm going to try and work on that. And if it's not working, let me know. If anyone else has problems, go to my Instagram and say, yeah, I couldn't get on your website, or it was a scary place, and I will try really hard to work on it. I'll reach out to my webmaster and have them fix it. I do think I might convert to Shopify because it's a little bit more user-friendly than what I have right now.
It really is, and it's easier to use, and they manage your inventory. And having used Shopify before, it's
a Post-it.
Yeah, there you go. There's your Post-it. Yeah, it's a good interface. Having used it before to manage inventory and sell, it really is. And how everybody can like and can follow us and support the show. You can like and subscribe to the Growl Podcast to stay in the loop. If this episode resonated with you and you know anybody who's in need of hearing our love and all the love that we shared tonight, please share it. Share this episode. It'll be up for a few more hours, and then it'll be on Spotify, your Kinky Friends Spotify. Nick usually puts it behind the subscription. And Nick, how can we support you?
Read a book, even if it's not mine. Just please read a book. Books are wonderful. But if you're gonna read a book, I suggest you read mine. This is out of print now, but you can get it on a Kindle. The Coolest Way to Kill Yourself. No one kills himself in the book. It's a true story. It's filled with hard drugs, kinky sex, and an endless amount of music references. Take your broken heart, make it into art. I wrote a book. And this is one of the reasons why we're talking now. I did this whole thing to promote a book that led into interviewing, that led to me meeting the Lady Lioness. Your Kinky Friends. It's it's about a bunch of people who are going through grief and how the kink community helped them. It's a true story of a sad summer. It's very funny. A great review is the funniest book about grief I've ever read. So
that's a great review.
I'll take it. It was a 5-star review. I'll take it. It just, please be kind, be cool, keep an open mind. Help each kink helps kink. We have an art and poetry project. We need musicians, we need poets, painters, anything that has that theme of kink helping kink. Kinky people helping other kinky people, and they do it in so many ways, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to do. So, and you have a voice. I want to hear it. This is a way to get involved and to be a part of something. Basically, I want stuff like this in every dungeon around the world. So we're working on something. So get in touch. YourKinkyFriends.com. There's my and we need money. So Cash App, YKF Tanic. Thank you very much.
Popped you in there.
Money and people, the whole artistic obstruction, so to speak. Shout out to Lars Van Trier. The whole artistic obstruction is it's all done out of love. Everyone here, everybody involved is doing it because they believe in it. They believe in their own expression. They believe in their own identity. And you know what? We came together because we actually like each other. That's a beautiful thing. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I'm here with you right now. I'm thankful that we're doing something positive. So thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Please support the kink community.
Thank you so much, Karyn, for every bit of authenticity and inspiration that you shared with us on the show. And, tonight, I think the message here is that it wasn't just about lingerie. It was about who gets to feel beautiful, who gets to feel desired, who gets to look in the mirror and say, yes, that's me. And when you design for someone who's been ignored or erased or treated as an afterthought, that's not niche. It's also not political. That's human. And radical inclusion means stitching dignity into every single seam. And I think you do that. It's choosing to see someone exactly as they are and designing lingerie like they matter, because they really do. So I think I'm really excited for what you bring to our community and just the world in general, because it's so inspiring. And I'm so grateful that I met you and that I could share this space with you and let you deliver your message, because it's important and I want everybody to hear it. And if if you have any questions, anybody has any questions, pop us a message. You can find the Growl on FetLife. If you need any of the resources beyond when this show is available, it'll be made re-available in 2 weeks. So if you need access to the show notes, I'm happy to provide them. If you need access to Karyn, I'm happy to help facilitate that. And we had an amazing show. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for tuning in. And remember to like and subscribe us. We go live every Monday night at 8 p.m. And I want you to stay fierce, stay compassionate, and never let anybody tell you that your existence is too much. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.